Now, welcome back, learners, and now we are going to look at our application questions. Let's look at application question number 1. It says to us, draw a sketch of the Milky Way galaxy to show the position of the solar system. Label the following. We must label the sun on our Milky Way. We must label the bulge as well as the disk, which is the spiral arm disk that we find on our Milky Way. So I'm just going to draw a very rough drawing, guys, of how our Milky Way might look like. So we have something shaped almost like this. Okay, so there it is, guys. And then remember that at one of the spiral arms there at the edge, this is where we find our sun. So I'm going to label this the sun. Okay, remember the sun is not found in the center of the Milky Way galaxy, but it is found at the edge in one of the spiral arms. Okay, so there is our sun there, and then right in the middle there, this is where we find our bulge. Okay, this is where we find our bulge, and then here we find our disk. I'm going to call it the spiral arm disk. Okay, so this is the spiral arm disk, and this is just a rough sketch of how the Milky Way galaxy will look like. Okay, we're not going to put all the other stars and the solar system and the planets, but we are just showing you a rough sketch, only including what the question was asking us. All right, I hope you understand it now. Remember, our sun is not at the center, it is at the edge. Okay, that is very important to remember. Now let us move on to question number 2. Question number 2 says to us, is our sun found in the central bulge or in a spiral arm in the disk? Okay, remember we said the sun, it is not found at the center of our Milky Way, but it is found at the edge. Okay, at the edge of one of our spiral arms in our Milky Way galaxy. So the correct answer here would be, it is found at the edge of one spiral arm disk. Okay, let's just say it like that. It is found at the edge of one spiral arm disk. It is nowhere near the center of our Milky Way galaxy. All right. Now let us move on to the next question. Sorry about that. Question 3 says to us, what are the two main parts that make up our Milky Way galaxy? Okay, what are the two main parts that make up our Milky Way galaxy? Now the Milky Way galaxy, as you have seen from our drawing, we said that one of the most important things that we find at the center of our Milky Way galaxy is our bulge. Okay, so a bulge is one of the main important parts. Oh, sorry about the spelling. Bulge. Okay, so bulge is important because it is found at the center of our Milky Way galaxy, not our solar system. Remember, a bulge, it is a tiny packed group of stars. So the tiny packed groups of stars found in the center of our Milky Way galaxy, it is called the bulge. Another most important thing that makes part of our Milky Way galaxy is our spiral arm. Remember, we said that the Milky Way galaxy consists of the spiral arm disk. Okay, 4 of the spiral arm disk around our Milky Way galaxy. So that is also the main parts. Okay, I'm gonna give you more than 2, guys, because remember there is the Milky Way. The Milky Way has the spiral arm, it has the bulge, it has all the other stars. So we can also just name the sun because the sun is part of our solar system. So it consists of those parts. So you can name any of the 3 that I've mentioned. All right. Now let us move on to the next question, which is question 4. Question 4 says to us, what is at the center of the Milky Way? If you were listening just now, I said what is at the center? It is not the sun. It is the bulge. Okay, the bulge is what is at the center of our Milky Way. So the bulge, which are tiny packed groups of stars, those are what those are the stars that are found at the center of our Milky Way galaxy. All right? Now, let's move on to question 5. Question 5 says to us, explain how the term City of Stars came about. Okay, remember we spoke about City of Stars, né? We said that the cities of stars are formed when some galaxies have to merge. Okay, the smaller galaxies merge with the other smaller galaxies to form larger galaxies, and when larger galaxies are formed, they form those City of Stars. Okay, and then what happens to those galaxies? Those galaxies, some they do what? They are born, others are born in the process, others are living their life in the process, and others are doing what? Are merging with others to become bigger and bigger galaxies. So let us write that down. So we are saying, explain how the term City of Stars came about. It came about when some galaxies, they did what? They merged, some small, let's be specific, some small, let's start it again, some small galaxies, they merged, remember merged meaning that they are joining together with what? With other smaller galaxies. Some smaller galaxies, they merged with other small galaxies to form larger galaxies. Okay, when this happens, some stars or some galaxies during the process, some galaxies are born, some they are born, others, they are living their lives. Others, they are living out their lifespan. Let's just say that. Living out their lifespan. Okay? And as this happens, as more and more larger galaxies are forming, then that is where the City of Stars came from. Because remember that a galaxy is a group of massive stars made up of dust as well as gases. So all these stars, when they join and the galaxies, they combine and merge together, they form larger galaxies. And when those larger galaxies, that's where the name City of Stars came about. Because a city meaning that there are many and many and many galaxies. And those galaxies are made up of many billions and trillions of what? Of stars. Okay. Now let us move on to the last question, which is question number 6. It says to us, as you know, we are inside the Milky Way galaxy. So when you look at the thin milky-looking band stretching across the sky at night, what do you think you are actually looking at? Remember, we said when you are looking at the thin milky looking band stretching across the sky at night, what actually are you looking at? We said you are looking at the thin band of light. Okay, and this thin band of light, you can actually see stars inwards inside the center of the galaxy, and they have to be densely packed together that you cannot even make up individual stars. This is what we said, that because of the thin band of light, you cannot even see the individual stars. You cannot spot the individual stars by just looking at the night sky because of that thin band of light. Okay, so let's write that down and let's put it together. We are saying you are going to see a thin band of light inwards the center of the galaxy. So this is what you are actually looking at. You are looking at the thin band of light that is inwards at the center of the galaxy. And because of the density, the stars, because, let's write it down, because, sorry about that, because The stars are densely packed. They are densely packed together. That makes it difficult to make individual stars, okay? Because the stars are densely packed together, that is making it difficult to see individual stars. Okay, this is what you are looking at night. You are looking at the thin band of light. Because there is the thin band of light, you see that the haze of the light or the band of the light, you cannot see actually the individual stars because of that, okay? Guys, we are done with the application questions, and when we come back, we are wrapping up our lesson. Don't go anywhere.